I don't know if you got to watch the Warriors Thunder game in real time, but it's one of the craziest games I've seen in years, as the Warriors somehow scored 141 points and still barely managed to win the game. So many things happened, good and bad, throughout the course of this game, and I wasn't quite sure where to start, so I decided to take an in-depth look during crunch time in the fourth quarter. As usual, sit back and enjoy, because this is going to be a wild one. Warriors run their motion offense. Curry dishes off to Kuminga and cuts down. Pass goes to Draymond at the top, then to Klay. Curry's now setting a screen for Wiggins for a possible switch, but I wonder if a matchup in the post against Lou Dort is exactly something Wiggins will be looking forward to. This could have also been a play for Curry to get a switch on Giddey on the screen, who would have been an immediate mismatch for Curry. But Wiggins, he rejects the screen and sprints up top with Giddey trailing. Curry once again follows to set a screen for Wiggins, who goes a bit early but gets the blow-by against Giddey, draws Holmgren into the play, leaving Draymond wide open, and Wiggins gets the ball right to him. Amazing, but Draymond blows the wide open layup at the rim. Yikes. Giddey handles the ball in transition straight into attack mode. He does a semi-euro, gives Wiggins a left shoulder bump, which creates just enough space for this pretty floater to drop through. Wow. Here Kuminga sets a quote-unquote screen on the right. Dort never loses Curry due to the lack of contact on the screen, but Isaiah Joe still can't take his eyes off of Curry, and in the blink of an eye, Kuminga is darting down the middle. Curry delivers him the ball for a 3-on-2 opportunity. It's vital that Kuminga makes a quick decision here, because any hesitation will allow his man to recover defensively. Kuminga sees an open lane, so he uses his athleticism to attack going left, and Holmgren can't cover ground. Kuminga downhill in open space is a tough cover. Bad defensive possession by Kuminga here. He reaches completely unnecessarily and gets himself out of position. And Giddey not only has a leg up on him, there's now a screen that Kuminga has no chance at getting ahead of. It turns into a switch and Klay is now on Giddey, but watch how Kuminga is behind on the play and has terrible positioning to defensive rebound. And he doesn't even make an attempt to get in front of the offensive player for the box out. If Giddey misses here, there's a good chance the Warriors are giving up an offensive rebound. If Kuminga wants to be taken seriously, he really needs to clean up on undisciplined defensive plays like this one, as this is simply not a winning play. Like deja vu though, Giddey makes the exact same move from a possession ago, this time on Klay with a big bump, and casually hits the floater once again. This time Curry uses a Draymond screen. Notice the distinct contact on Dort, allowing for a switch to occur. Curry now has a mismatch against Holmgren, drives left, comes to a sudden stop for a crossover behind his back to change direction, comes to a stop for a quick fake, Holmgren bites, then Curry takes a step from the pivot and draws the body contact to shoot two. Beautiful display of skill all around. On this play, Curry ends up being POA on the much bigger Dort. Klay's man comes up to set a screen. Curry sees Klay has the better angle, so he calls for the switch. Klay does well enough to move his feet laterally. Draymond is also there to help. Dort gets the pass to Holmgren in the corner. Klay gets out in time to contest. Holmgren tries to go baseline, but Draymond cuts it off. Klay once again switches back to Dort, while Curry seals off his man for the box out. The defense looks to be on a string and working beautifully. Klay's effort here is very notable. Dort once again attacks. Draymond cuts off any easy angles. Klay switches off to Holmgren, and Dort has no interest in challenging Draymond, so he dishes to Giddey with just 5 seconds left in the shot clock, with Kuminga as the last line of defense. With such little time left, Kuminga should be pressing up closer on Giddey here and apply pressure to avoid allowing him to shoot a 3. He instead allows Giddey to get fancy as he dribbles to his left, uses beautiful footwork to fake a shot, uses a cross to the right, which gets Kuminga off position and creates just enough space for a good look at a 3. As you can see, Giddey's already releasing his shot as Kuminga just begins to get a hand up. I think Kuminga is athletic enough to be closer to Giddey on this play without being blown by given Giddey's size, and being closer to him would disallow so much space to give him the necessary dribble space to make the move he made. This is nuanced, but these tweaks could really help make his defense much better overall in the long run. Giddey's shot misses long, and it's a bit too long as Curry is in position to rebound, but the bounce of the ball allows his man to get a hand on the ball, and Holmgren gets the all-dreaded offensive rebound and immediately attacks, but runs into Draymond, who masterfully takes the charge. Draymond's defensive focus and intensity is simply unmatched. If you like the content so far, hit the like and subscribe button and leave a comment below. Smart play here as Williams runs a DHO with the bigger Williams and Kuminga goes under the screen. Both Draymond and Kuminga are pretty much daring Williams to shoot, knowing the three-point shot isn't his strength. Kuminga switches to the bigger Williams and does well to put a body in front of him as they head towards the basket. Williams ultimately passes up on a shot, dishes to Dort, who drives to his left, pump fakes, and gets Klay to bite badly to draw the foul. Not good. On this play, Curry uses a screen up top, dishes to Wiggins for what looked to be a DHO, but Curry simply cuts away from the play, then sets a screen to allow Kuminga extra space to shoot an open three. I appreciate the trust in Kuminga, who's capable of hitting this shot, but maybe the Warriors could find a more reliable shot with the game so close and coming down to the wire. Shouldn't it be Kuminga who sets the screen for Curry to get open here? I just think Curry needs to be more aggressive at this point of the game. Dort is coming down in transition, Klay picks him up, Kuminga does a great job of helping and recovering on his man in the right corner. The problem is that Draymond also came over to help at the rim, so he didn't see what his man was up to. Jalen Williams was looking to set an off-ball screen against Wiggins the whole way for Isaiah Joe. Wiggins was watching the ball, so he had no idea there was a screen to get through, and Joe gets a wide open shot that fortunately misses for the Warriors. Curry finally decides to get involved and launches a quick one, but it's with a hand in his face and he misses the 28-footer. The quick shot gives the Warriors numbers though, so Wiggins is able to attack the offensive glass with nobody putting a body on him. He tips the ball towards Kuminga, who gets a wide open dunk. Fantastic effort play for a second chance opportunity. A bad switch between Curry and Chris Paul on this play. As Joe comes around for the DHO between the guards, Curry's trying to navigate the situation, but CP moves too quickly off of his man, assuming the DHO was completed. But his man Wallace never handed off, cleverly attacking the middle and finishing over the help of Draymond. No wonder this rookie is shooting 73% from the field this season. Insane. Warriors get into their split action set, except it's CP3 who is sitting in the high post to look for a pass rather than Draymond. Curry sets a screen for Klay up top, but the Thunder switches it to blow it up. Klay then cuts down, Curry uses Draymond's screen to get the pass from CP3, then gets the ball to a rolling Draymond, who is now looking at a 3-on-2 situation. Draymond sees a cutting Wiggins down the middle, and makes a great pass behind his back, and Wiggins gets fouled for free throws. Wiggins has got to finish this for an and one. Still a 4-point game, Wiggins misses both free throws. Yikes. Wiggins gets screened on this play, forcing a switch with Klay, who once again does a fantastic job staying in front of Williams, who has nowhere to go and resets. The ball gets swung around, Wiggins does well to get around the screen, but the crafty Wallace floats a lefty hook over him on the drive and somehow converts. Big time play by the rookie. High pick and roll for Curry on this play, two go to Steph, who dishes to a wide open Draymond. Williams tries to recover, but Draymond pump fakes and gets a crazy tough lefty layup and one. Yeah. That one deserves a flex. Wallace comes off the DHO but can't get anywhere with Draymond in front of him, so he resets. Holmgren then tries to attack Klay, but Klay holds his ground, forcing Holmgren to give it off to Giddey. Holmgren sets the screen, Klay automatically switches, Giddey drives, stops on a dime to freeze Klay, but the shot misses. Dort is too big for CP3 and easily gets in front of him for an offensive rebound, but somehow tips the ball rather than grabbing it, allowing CP to recover and grab the loose rebound. Warriors are taking a wild gamble with this 4-guard lineup stuff to close the game. Warriors are in transition playing yo-yo with the ball with CP passing to Curry, who gives it back to CP, who then dishes to Klay, who then launches the 3 with 19 seconds on the shot clock. This is one of those you better make that kind of shots by Klay, and he did just that to tie the game. Wow. The Warriors are small, but the Thunder are also not large in stature, allowing a switch everything approach. As you can see, they switched 3 consecutive times up top until Giddey ends up on a switch against Curry. And Giddey probably thought it was going to be sweet and starts posting Curry up, but Curry doesn't give an inch, forcing Giddey to reset. Wallace then drives on Draymond, and the anchor does not disappoint, swatting that junk out of there. Warriors are once again in transition, and they decide to run the offense through Klay, who dances around a little bit and ultimately drives into the paint, draws 2, and makes a sweet pass to the corner for a wide open 3 from GP2, but the shot misses. I would love this play in the first 3 quarters, but with all due respect, there's less than 3 minutes left in this game. Please run the offense through Curry, who didn't even touch the ball on this possession. Now comes one of the many controversial plays down the stretch of this game. The Warriors are essentially staying home and Klay ends up in an ISO situation against Williams, who appears to run into Klay's arm on his attempted drive, then discontinues his dribble. He then touches his face to suggest he got hit, coaxing the ref to call a foul on the play. That sure seemed like a play on to me, but please, let me know whether a foul call was warranted here, as it gifted Williams 2 free throws in a tie game situation with the game winding down. As you can see, Klay and the Warriors are devastated by this call. Here's one more look at the play. Ball don't lie as Williams misses his first free throw. Curry finally gets the ball on this play, but here comes controversial call number 2, as Dort is called for a foul on the play, but it's hard to tell who initiated the contact between Dort and Draymond. The slow-mo from this angle appears as though Draymond is moving on the screen. Dort also puts his arm under Draymond, and they start wrestling around a little bit. But let's look at one more angle. From here, it looks like Draymond set a good screen, and he moved due to Dort trying to move through him, then put his arm under to tangle up with Draymond, forcing the refs to make a call. From this standpoint, it seems the refs wouldn't have enough conclusive evidence to overturn the call, but they do, which suddenly gives the possession back to the Thunder. Another tough decision against the Warriors. With the Warriors trying to switch everything, the Thunder ultimately get the matchup they want through a couple of simple screen actions. As you can see, CP3 is now on Jalen Williams, who quickly attacks the mismatch and gets the layup, despite some extra help from Curry. As mentioned before, this is the risk of running the 4-guard lineup. There's now less than 2 minutes left in this game with a 3-point deficit, but Curry is still playing off the ball. At some point, you have to run the offense through your best player. Anyway, Klay gets the ball at the top, drives and dishes off to Draymond, who is taking a contested layup over Holmgren. This is a ridiculous possession, and the refs decide to check and see if this play involved a quote-unquote hostile act from Draymond. Sheesh. You'll see very quickly on the replay that there was incidental contact, and that's that. So the play ensues, and it seems the Warriors forgot the shot clock didn't reset to 14 after yet another long pause due to refs taking forever to review the hostile act, because Curry finally gets the ball and is preparing to dance, but then Draymond is fighting so heavily for position for the split action that Curry simply dumps the ball into Draymond. By that point, the Warriors realize what they've done, and Draymond burps up a horrible shot. Despite Draymond confusing him though, Curry probably should have still recognized the shot clock to get a shot up. Giddey runs the transition with GP2 trailing him, and watch the brilliance of GP2 as he gets a hand on the Giddey pass to the corner to reset the defense. Watch here as Giddey has a post up against CP3, but Wallace for some reason dribbles into Giddey's space, which then switches Curry onto Giddey. Notice how Curry is totally up in Giddey's space and not allowing him to feel comfortable dribbling the ball. Sound familiar? Giddey drives towards the middle and gives Curry a bump. Giddey dishes to Holmgren in the left corner, but GP2 gets a hand on the ball. Dort tips the loose ball back to Holmgren, who dishes once again to Giddey, who tries to attack the rim, but gets hung up for a jump ball by GP2. Warriors guards had Giddey 2 in hell on this possession, and to top it off, GP2 wins the jump ball tip! Unbelievable! On this possession, Curry finally does what I've been pleading him to do, get on the ball and attack. GP2 sets the screen from the right side, and somehow Curry splits in between both defenders, attacks the paint, and converts on a quick up and under layup. He clearly took a bump from behind for an and one, but the refs don't call it, and Curry cannot believe it. Either way, what a finish. This is essentially a must-stop possession, as the Warriors are down by a single point with only 44 seconds left in the clock. GP2 is hounding Williams, stays grounded on the drive, making Williams fumble the ball and ultimately turning it over, while also committing a foul against Klay in the process for his 6th foul. GP2, you are a cheat code. It's one winning play after another with this guy. But also, sometimes all you have to do is stay solid and watch the other team screw up. Meanwhile, Curry is still trying to understand how he didn't get a foul call on the play before. Klay gets to the line from the Williams foul and converts on both free throws to give the Warriors a 1-point lead. With the game on the line, the Thunder decide to go to Holmgren, who has Draymond in front of him. Probably not a good idea. Draymond holds ground and then brilliantly moves his feet before taking one of his patented charges in crunch time. Except the refs didn't see it that way and decided to call a blocking foul on the play. Incredibly tough, because in real time, Draymond's feet look set and Holmgren clearly barrels into him by lowering his shoulder. Draymond gets this call 9 out of 10 times, but the second-year ref makes the call against him. Warriors challenge the call, but the refs refuse to overturn it. Again, you tell me. Credit to Holmgren, who calmly knocks down both free throws to give his team a 1-point lead. Curry once again runs a high pick and roll with GP2, but quickly dishes to Draymond for the DHO. Draymond makes a gutsy move, fakes the DHO, fools Holmgren, and lobs it up to GP2 for a well-contested layup over 2 defenders. How many winning plays can one player make in the span of 2 minutes? They simply would not be in this position if GP2 wasn't on the floor. On the final defensive possession for the Warriors, Curry elected to go with an all-defensive unit by replacing CP3 and Curry with Wiggins and Kuminga. Klay follows his man flaring to the corner, while Kuminga follows his man past the screen of Giddey. Now watch, as Giddey gets the inbounds pass and looks for a play to develop between Dort and Joe, who are converging towards each other. First of all, Joe sets a completely illegal screen, as you can't be running forward and simultaneously set a screen, which is what he does here. But fine. It's been home court advantage for the Thunder all day anyway, so deal with it. What Kuminga does here is unacceptable, as he fails to communicate a simple switch with Wiggins. Because Kuminga's man is the one setting a screen on Wiggins, it is on Kuminga to call for a switch and connect to Dort. The whole idea of bringing in Wiggins and Kuminga was to have complete switchability, so for Kuminga to get lost this badly and break the defense apart in this manner with a game on the line is just super unfortunate. Given that this is pretty much the first time in his career he was relied upon to close the game for the Warriors on the defensive end of the floor. They honestly would have been better off with Curry, who's been solid through all of crunch time. Anyway, Draymond sees the disaster and tries to protect the rim, but Dort uses a pump fake and forces a foul. You can see the disappointment in Draymond, although I'm not quite sure why he's giving the death stare at Wiggins, given that it wasn't Wiggins' fault. Back to the drama, Dort misses one of his free throws, keeping the game tied and setting the stage for the Warriors to walk away with the win on their final possession. This dude is about to lose his mind over this game, and honestly, I can't blame anyone for losing their minds over this one. So here we are, in the final seconds of the game, the ball in Curry's hands. And notice GP2 on the sidelines, expecting Curry to make a miraculous play. And that he does, as he penetrates past Dort and throws up a finger roll high off the glass, just past the outstretched arms of Holmgren. Game winner! But wait. No. Not another controversial call. On what? Watch as Draymond comes into the picture and puts his hand on the rim before the shot fell through. That is just simply too unreal. Look at this psycho, who might get his game winner taken away, and he's smiling about it. Look how close both Dort and Holmgren came to blocking this shot. Curry is a basketball god. On official review, it became clear that Draymond didn't interfere with the shot, and Giddey actually pulled the net before Draymond touched the rim, which is also a basket interference. It took about 5 minutes to figure this out, which dampened the excitement of a game winner, but it was good to finally see a call go the Warriors' way. With 0.2 seconds left on the clock, Giddey throws a Hail Mary full court pass for a miracle tip-in, but fittingly, GP2 got a hand on the ball and tipped it away to end this crazy ass game 141 to 139. There are plenty of issues that the team must resolve before they can be considered ready for another championship run, but the vibes are fully back, and to start the season 5-1 is a hell of a way to elevate the confidence of everyone on this team that another championship run is underway. 5 and it's over. Shout out Space Gang. I hope you got value out of this video in some way. Thanks for watching. Until next time.